Welcome people, Uyanda back at again with another video. In today's video, I'll be giving a review of Chelsea's win away from home last night against Crystal Palace. But before I get into that, I just wanted to say that it's been a while since I've been on the platform, and that's entirely my own fault, right? I did get a job in December, and in the December-January period, right? Before I came back to uni, and that had its challenges in a way because being at work for so long, being on my feet all day, right? It's hot, You get home, you're tired, you don't really want to do much. But at the same time, over the course of the last 5 weeks, I've been procrastinating so much to make a video, right? Or to do the groundwork for a video. Because I don't just make my videos. First, I'll sit down and say, okay, what do I want to say, right? Then I write down what I want to say. I collect the facts that I need to collect. And then from there, I make the video. Well, before making the video, I make the thumbnail. But anyways, right? And since the last time I uploaded, which I think was on the 5th of January, I've just been procrastinating that process so much. So it's not even due to my job, like, oh my God, I was already so tired from my job. I just couldn't do it. I was just procrastinating, and that's entirely on me. Now, the goal for this channel isn't necessarily for me to be the biggest footballing YouTuber, right? Or the biggest Chelsea YouTuber. It's not that at all. It's more about me practicing the skill of communication, analysis, those kind of things. So when I'm not uploading, I'm only hurting myself because if I want the channel to grow, it can't if I'm not uploading. And also, I'm not practicing those skills of communication, analysis, those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, my absence over the last 5 weeks is completely on me, and it's just based on me procrastinating and being lazy. No other reason, no other excuses, nothing like that at all. And that's something that I really want to change because as much as life gets hectic, you've got to work or you've got school, whatever, there's there's always free time somewhere. Somewhere there's always free time, right? And now I'm back at uni. We just started, but things are already getting a little bit hectic, but I have to make time. This year I just want to dedicate it to making time to prioritize my skill development through the channel once, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is that. Now, without further ado, let's get into the content for the day. Now, yesterday, Chelsea played Crystal Palace away from home, right? And this Palace team is rather underwhelming. It's underwhelming. It's not doing very well in the Prem, right? On top of that, they didn't have Eze in their team. They didn't have Michael Olise in their team. So you're looking at them like they are a wounded animal, right? They call themselves the Eagles. They are a wounded pack of eagles. You know what I'm saying? And you're thinking, okay, even though Chelsea are up and down, so inconsistent, surely they have to get a result now, right? However, you forget that Chelsea's bipolar, you know? One week could play very well, right? Like last week played Aston Villa, right? 1-3-1. Played really, really well, right? But with this Chelsea team, you don't know what you're going to get and when you're going to get it. You could get a brilliant display like that and then play Palace and we lose 3-0, 4-0, right? I mean, it wasn't so long ago we got tucked in 4-1 against Liverpool. Then next game, you're thinking, okay, maybe they can bounce back. They did not bounce back. Got tucked in 4-2 against Wolves. And that was worse because it was at home. So with that kind of inconsistency, with that kind of bipolar behavior within the squad, we didn't exactly know what we were going to get last night. Now, last night, was it perfect? Was it champagne football? Absolutely not. It was, how can I say this nicely? It was a surprise that we did win in many ways. The reason I say that is because in the first half, we had one shot, bro. We had one shot. At some point, we had 80% possession. Palace had 20% possession, but they had 2 attempts on our goal, right? And we had none on their goal. So we're going back to type in a way. We're going back to default settings, having a lot of the ball and doing nothing with it at all. Last time out against Villa, we got chances here and there because they were sleeping and we pounced. By half time, it was 3-0, if I'm not mistaken. And that was very, very good to see. But in this game, we had a lot of the ball, and the way we were building up, it looked nice, right? It was pleasing on the eye, but it wasn't very effective because we weren't testing their goalkeeper at all. Their goalkeeper was a spectator in that first half, if we're being honest, because the shot that we did eventually take at their goal was wide. So he didn't have to do anything in the entire first half. So for that reason, when I look at our first half, it was dreadful due to the fact that, yes, we're controlling the possession, we're controlling the game, but we're not doing anything with the ball at all, right? Anything productive. On top of that, we went into the halftime break 1-0 down. And the thing that disappointed me the most was not being 1-0 down or conceding, right, in the ninth consecutive away game, right? What really disappointed me was the fact that we conceded the goal through our own foolishness, right? What do I mean by that? So the ball comes into the box, right? Thiago Silva heads it away, right? Now, Noni Madueke brings the ball down, right? And he's trying to play a 1-2 with Caicedo, not too far from our box, right? And they mess up the 1-2, right? Caicedo feels like he's fouled or whatever, but at the end of the day, main point is he loses the ball. Jefferson Lerma picks up the ball from a decent range outside of the box, right? Not too far away, but a decent range from outside the box. And he launches an absolute worldie, and Petrovic is beaten. And next thing you know, it's 1-0. And when I look at the goal and I say, okay, who can we blame for this goal? You're definitely looking at Madueke because he was part of that failed 1-2. You're also looking at Caicedo because he was the one who was ultimately dispossessed. And then maybe you're looking at Petrovic. But if you look at how Lerma hit that ball and how it curves away from Petrovic, right, and into the corner, there's not much Petrovic can do. If Petrovic saw Lerma about to shoot and he predicts where he's going to shoot and he says, okay, this guy's going to go far post, and he takes a step to the left, then maybe he can save it. But before the shot is fired and he's not sure which direction the ball's going to go, is it going to go to his left at the far post or is it going to go to his right at the near post? Before he knows, he can't really do much. He shouldn't move to this side or that side because he doesn't know which way the ball's going to go. Then once the ball has left Lerma's foot, it's chai because that ball is going away from Petrovic and into the corner. So it's not on him at all. That goal was solely on Madueke and Caicedo. Now, in terms of that first half, when I look at the players, who was I unhappy with in terms of how they played? Petrovic, no problems with him. What's his name? Malo Gusto at right back. I felt as though he did make a good effort in the first half, right? He was up and down, he was getting involved in the play. But my one problem with him is that he wasn't crossing the ball for some reason. At some points, he would get close to the byline, a cross is on, but then he just turns back and he passes back to a midfielder or back to a centre back. And I'm just thinking, Malo, what are you doing, bro? Cross the ball, let's see what happens. And later on, he did do that, and it had a good outcome for us. So I'm happy about that. But in the first half, I was just a bit unhappy about that with him. As for Axel Disasi, there was one Palace attack where he got absolutely dusted. Like, he got sent to the shops by the Palace attacker. But other than that, he didn't do anything wrong. Left centre-back, Thiago Silva. There's nothing that I couldn't say that I saw him do wrong in that first half. Chilwell was trying to advance the play on that left-hand side, and I don't think he did a terrible job. Caicedo, is the goal. It's giving away the ball for the goal. Enzo, no problems with him. Gallagher, no problems with him. Jackson, I felt, was playing well. Cole Palmer wasn't in the game that much early on, but he came into it later on. And on the right, Madueke, it was again just a goal. Him playing his part in the goal being conceded. Other than that, I wasn't too upset. You know what I'm saying? Going into the second half, right? We start the second half, and Mauricio Pochettino decides to be proactive from the beginning of the second half, right? He wasn't wasting any time at all. He says, Noni Madueke, you need to come off. Christopher Nkunku, you're coming on. Let's see what you can do, right? And lo and behold, 2 minutes in, it's 1-1. right? And this is due to excellent work by Malo Gusto, right? He puts in an excellent ball into the box, and Conor Gallagher slots it home with nice ice cold composure that he must have borrowed from Cole Palmer. So shout out to Gallagher for that. That's his first Prem goal of the season. He scored in the last game against Aston Villa, right? A similar type of goal, actually. So shout out to him. It's showing that he has the ability to get into the box, receive the ball, be composed, and finish well. So I was very happy about that. We went on in the second half, right? And we kept playing, trying to find that second goal. And at some point, I felt as though things went stale. And the initial, how can I say this? The initial momentum that we received from scoring, I felt that left us quite quickly after scoring. I didn't watch that half and think to myself that I'm 100% sure that Chelsea are going to score. I thought maybe it's going to end 1-1. Because towards the end of the half, you're looking at the time, it's 90 minutes. 90 minutes are up now, right? It's time for additional time. And Chelsea don't look like scoring. But they surprised us. They did really surprise us, right? We get a counter attack, right? And we had, what's his name? Raheem Sterling on the move. He lays the ball off to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer gives it to Gallagher. Gallagher slots it away. And it's 2-1, right? And what's significant about Gallagher's goals is that he scored against the club where he was on loan for a season at Palace, and he did really, really well. And I feel like the Palace fans, right, and other stakeholders of the club would have built, I don't know, they would have become fond of him over the time that he was there because he played really, really well and he gave them everything. So for him to now go back to a place that he called home for a season and to score 2 goals, 2 very, very important goals, I think that was very interesting. That was very good from the Premier League scriptwriters there. Sensational stuff. Now, you think to yourself, okay, Chelsea have got the 2-1 win. They've nicked it. It's done. But no, we were not yet done. 3 minutes later, in the 94th minute, Cole Palmer gets the ball, right? And he's got an option where Nkunku's running in on goal, right? And then you have Enzo Osto making a lung-busting run. He plays the ball to Enzo beautifully, perfectly. Enzo gets the ball. He cuts in, sits the defender down. After that, I don't know how can I say this, but he sat the defender down, right? The defender's out of the game at this point. He looks the goalkeeper in the eye. He fakes a shot. He tries to feel out the goalkeeper, see which way he's going to go, and then he puts it into the top corner. And that was simply sensational from him. He also must have borrowed that ice-cold composure from Cole Palmer. And we get the 3-1 win, and at that point, I'm happy. I'm in vibes, right? Because before those 2 goals, I was thinking, I stayed up, right, when I could have been sleeping, knowing I'm going to school the next day, and Chelsea haven't performed at the level that I was expecting. Then, all of a sudden, we get 2 goals in quick succession, and we win the game 3-1. That was simply sensational. But now, let's talk about the negatives. The negatives are that right now as a team, we are surviving, we are not thriving, right? The reason I say that is, as much as we're going to the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool, I think that's on the 25th. Is it the 25th? I might be wrong. But around that time, we're going to the Carabao Cup final, right? We're in the 5th round of the FA Cup, but we're still 10th in the league. And as much as we have 34 points, only 2 points of Newcastle in 7th, we are a whopping 12 points behind Aston Villa in 5th place. And we are a further 7 points behind Manchester United in 6th, which is not looking good, bruv. It is really not looking good. So for us to get European qualification from where we finish in the league, it's not going to happen. Let's forget it now. We just need to hope for success in the cups, and that's that. Because qualifying for European competition to do the league, where we finish in the league, it's done. It's done. Let's just be real. I think the goal now should be to finish as high as we can, preferably in the top half, unlike last season. And yeah, that's my honest state of mind right now. On top of that, the injuries are still looking mad. They are still looking mad, and that's going to hamper us for that Carabao Cup final, because Prior to the game, Benoit Badiashile out with a groin injury that he sustained against Villa. Cool. During the game, with 60 minutes gone, Thiago Silva makes an excellent block. But it looks like him making that block left him with a groin problem and it had to come off. Levi Colwill had to come on in his place. Levi Colwill is back. Trevor Chalobah is back, which is good. But to have Badiashile out, to have Thiago Silva out potentially for the Carabao Cup final against Liverpool, it's not good. It's not what we want. So hopefully he'll be fine. He still needs to be assessed. We'll see. As for Malo Gusto, who played on the right, with him, towards the end of the game, you could see that he wasn't moving like he's completely fine. He signaled at some point for a change, but then shortly after that, he made a few sprints here and there. So maybe it was just a precautionary decision to say, take me off now. I can see that I'm reaching my limit. I don't want to reach my limit, go over it, and then get injured. So take me off now. And by the time he was taken off, he didn't need assistance getting off the pitch. He didn't pull any muscles. So I'm hoping it was just fatigue and it's not an injury. Because if Malo Gusto's out for the final, Silva out, and Badiashile out, it's looking like a long day in that final, bro. I can't even lie. So let's just hope for the best. This win was important. I'm glad that we got it because the next few fixtures coming up are looking mad. We've got Man City coming up. We've got Liverpool coming up, right? Man City, just a Prem game, normal. Liverpool, Carabao Cup final. Leeds in the FA Cup 5th round. Then we've got Brentford, right? We've got a score to settle with them because they beat us in the London Derby at home, right? In the reverse fixture. We've got a score to settle against Newcastle as well because last time we played them, we got smacked up. So, yeah. And which other team is there? Oh, Arsenal as well. Arsenal as well. We still need to play. So, getting these 3 points last night was very, very important. I'm hoping for the best in these next 6 fixtures that I just mentioned. But I'm not too optimistic because I know the season we've had. I know how my team is. They're inconsistent. So we just hope for the best. And yeah, there's nothing else we can do. There's truly nothing else we can do. But I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. I feel like I covered everything that I wanted to cover. There will be a preview for sure for the Man City game, right? I need to get an uploading schedule, right? And be consistent with that and give you guys content on a consistent basis. And then from there, we'll be good. But I think for now, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for getting up to this point. Be blessed. Stay safe. And until next time, peace.